afternoon, everybody. Gosh, it's Wednesday again. What happened? First it's the weekend and then it's Wednesday. It's exciting times, isn't it? Things are moving. And it's not just here, but obviously things are moving around and people are starting to get jabs and things now. So, yes, here we go. All right, what we're going to be doing today then. I thought I'd start with a dark tile for a change. We've done quite a lot of the creamy ones, but I'm really excited to sort of work on this one. It's the first navy tile I've done because we've just taken in some new colours. So we've got a couple of limited. So we've got the navy and look at this one. It's like a cherry red. Oh, it's gorgeous. But I wanted to work on the navy today. So yeah, that's what we're going to have a go at doing. Here we go then. So what do I have? Of course, I've got a white pen, being that it's a dark tile. You still will see the black on it, but I'm going to go and use the white for the majority of it. So that'd be a good thing. And I've also then got, of course, taught it on. I've got my regular pencil, bit of ink on it there, but not to worry. And of course, I've got a white sort of chalky pastel. So you can use white or you can use another colour. It really doesn't matter. But again, if you don't want to use a darker colour tile, you can use the lighter one. Just as ever, really. So whatever you want to do with it, okay? All right, here we go then. Oh, I must say, thank you for the tile swap, for watching that. I've already had the first tile in. The first tile has arrived today. So that's number one on our trick. So I'm really pleased with that. It's good. And hopefully you quite like the tangle that I chose because, you know, hopefully it can sort of fit in and go with a lot of things. Okay, first thing I'm going to do then, as you can see, I've got another tile here and I'm just going to mark myself a border around the edge. So you can see that's why I thought I'd use a lighter coloured tile so you can see sort of where I'm headed with this. It's not even, like it's just the thickness of my pencil. So if you want to sort of think about a similar sort of size there we go. You can just see it, so you can still see the pencil around the edge there. Okay. And then I'm going to come in with another. This time I want it to be a little bit thicker. So let's have a look. It's about a pencil and a half width. So it's a little bit over 1 centimetre, I would say that was. But here we go. I'm just going to put that in. I'm just going to turn it round. Again, if you've got a straight edge other than a tile, but you know, being that I've got tiles handy, they do just fine. But there we go. In with that shape. So you can see there I've actually got sort of 2 lots of borders there. Okay. I think I'm gonna shall I do a bit and then come back? No, I'm gonna carry on. I'm gonna create another border. Similar, not sort of in between the two. And again, it's entirely up to you. It's just that I want something to work within today. So here we go. If I just turn it round, and let's do the same again. Here we are. All right, that's going to join. So there we go. So I've got 1, 2. I'm not including this one. This is my outer. I've got 1, 2, 3. Okay. And last one. I'm going to do a really thin one here. So I'm just going to take it in that way. And that way. See, well, it's nice to use the corner of a tile, isn't it? Because you get that edge in there. Assuming I've cut them straight, of course. All right, okay. So I think we've got our sort of bits of guides in there and we're good to go. So, yes. Oh, thank you, Judith. If it's raining tomorrow, I'm back on Create and Craft, so you could always watch then as well. But yeah, we'll talk more about that later, I'm sure. Okay, I'm just gonna work around on this outer sort of frame here, and I'm just gonna mark in just with a pencil, just guidelines, those corners. You see, I've got a little bit of a sort of a square or a little box in each corner there. There we go. Okay. And then if I actually split that in half, there, look. And then let's do the same again. One there. There we go. I'm just creating a bit of a grid around that outer edge. Here we go. Same with this one. So again, let's sort of break that in half-ish. It is going to be ish because I'm sort of sitting a little bit more to the left of the tile. It's not directly in front of me today. It's all good times though. Okay. All right. White pen then. Now it's always best to sort of try your white pen first, you know, just before you make a start, just to make sure it's, you know, it's going. Sometimes they need a bit of a kick start, but that one's all good to go. So I'm going to start in this corner here. I'm going to go a little bit larger so you can see what I'm doing. Here we go. So let's start here and I'm going to add a bubble. Okay. And then I'm going to come diagonally, sit there, put another one. And then I'm going to come diagonally again. See where we've got those marks with those grids? I'm just going to come along now and add a bubble in each one, you see? Getting to the end, so there. So I'm going to come across the corner to this one. Turn it round. Then into this one. So again, I'm creating that little sort of zigzag shape. And then across here. Oh my goodness, I'm on widescreen. No. I'm glad you can't see me. To be honest, my hair's a little bit of a mess today. That's it. I'll brush it tomorrow. There we are. Just working my way around. It's going to look a bit weird because you can't really see all the grid lines, you know, with the dark tile. And it's just going to look like dots around the page. But that's fine. There we go. Let's have a look at this then. Oh no, we've got migraines today. Deep breath, everybody. Okay, see? So I've got this lovely sort of zigzaggy kind of pattern until I go to, I'm going around the edge, see? There we go. Okay, so let's just come back on in. There we are. And I'm going to start here. I'm not going to worry about this corner for a minute. I'm going to start here. What I'm going to do is going to create from this one to this one, a little bit of a curve. I'm not going to go too wild, just a curve, okay? And then I'm going to go around again, but this time I'm going to just fatten it up a little bit. Let's see. Okay, so let's have a look. Same again, so from this one, I'm going to come along and down to this one, quite sort of narrow and skinny there. And then we're back again, but I'm going to sort of fatten it up in that centre bit. Okay. Turning it round. And then again, round and down. And then just fatten it up a little bit. There we go. Okay. Next one. Round and down, and then let's just fatten it up a little bit. You see here, I'm actually going outside those grid lines, and that's absolutely fine. It's only there as a guide. Okay. See, that's gone across the corner, and again. Now, just be careful as you're doing this that you don't want to be putting your hand, part of your hand, in the white gel pen that you've just lovingly drawn. So just be aware of that because it does take a little bit longer for your gel pen to dry. There we go. Making it a bit wider there. All right, coming on in to that one. And then just the same as before. Making him a bit wider. Turn round. Oh, Glenys, I'm glad you're liking it, but you don't know what's coming. I'm sure you won't change your mind though. I'm sure it'll be fine. Sometimes it's nice to have that grid to work to, isn't it? And then it's nice to sort of see the grid disappear. And you think, was there one ever there, really? So I quite like doing those ones. And then you can, of course, you can leave the pencil lines in. You don't have to rub them out because you're hardly going to see them anyway. So not a problem. Of course, you don't have to do your pencil lines as dark as mine. As you know, I try and make them a little bit darker so you can see them. So yours, you just, it's only you needs to see them. Okay. Round with this one. All right, and then back around with this one. Okay, then we're back to another corner. So just once you get into this, it starts to sort of flow, and you just sort of focusing on each little bubble as you come across it. So nothing else really matters, just from one bubble to the next. Just working a diagonal line. Just keeping one a little bit narrow and then a little bit wider on that one. Oh, Maureen, please don't worry about your tile swap. It's not about, you know, it's got to be absolutely awesome and outstanding. It's just the fact that you've took the time to do it and then to send it in. So, you know, we all learn from all of them. So it's lovely that you're all wanting to take part. I think it's brilliant. There we go. Okay, let's have a look at this. There we go. Okay, so you've got this lovely sort of frame coming around the outside. So we're going to stick with the white pen. I'm going to come back in again. There we are. Now, it doesn't really matter where we start. I might as well start on this one here. But I'm going to start sort of on the left with this bubble here. And I'm going to put a bubble in there. So it's a little bit bigger than the one we started with. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow that line with these lovely little bubbles. But they're going to get smaller and smaller until almost to nothing when it gets to the other side. Okay? So then here, let's fit in another large bubble. See, it's slightly going under those. And then, again, fill in that row, just following along. And I'm getting smaller and smaller as I go. Okay? And next one, large to start with. And then I'm going to follow the line, each one getting smaller and smaller until almost to nothing in that corner. Okay? And then around and back in. See, that one's going to be a little bit shorter. There we go. And turning it round. And I'm going to go again. Quite large, but that one, see, it looks like it's going underneath because you can't really get a large bubble in there. But then you can. Then each one is going to get smaller and smaller. There we go. Okay? You're getting very sleepy. Now, come on, it's all about relaxing, isn't it? So, if I was shouting and screaming at you, or being seriously motivated, then you wouldn't get very far, would you? We'd all be on edge, and we just all need to just take a deep breath and chill out a little bit. There we are. So it doesn't matter what kind of a day you've had. It's all about just following this little design. And we're just reveling in the amount of bubbles we're going to do today. Here we are. Okay. Oh, Liz, yeah, but that's a good idea. I wish I could go for a nap after. But I can't. I must admit though, actually today I'm prepping for the shows tomorrow. So I've been, you know, doing design work, which is what I love. Leslie's out in the warehouse and she's making sure we've got all the stencils on the shelves ready for packing and whatever else. And of course, again, this weekend really, I've been creating new stencils for March. So they're really lovely. So it's been nice just to have that time, just to sort of settle down and do that. I never want to rush that part because it's really important to me that they're useful and you can actually get out of them the same results that I get from the original artwork. So it should be lovely. But for now, we're just working on bubbles. There we go. Alright, so into the next one. Okay, so just working down again. And you see they're just getting smaller and smaller. Okay, and the next one. Just working it down. Smaller and smaller. Okay. See, we're almost all the way around. It's amazing, isn't it? How much ground you sort of seem to cover when you're just focusing on a little bit at a time. Even if you're on a large project, if you just focus on a little bit, then it just makes it a little bit easier. Okay, let's have a look at this. There we go. So that's all the inside done. So I'm now going to focus on the outside, and again I'm going to actually come this way. See where we started with the bubble there? So I'm going to put, let's put a large bubble there. There we go. And then I'm going to bring it round the outside of this one. And it's just going to get smaller and smaller. There we go. And the same again. Larger one here, getting smaller and smaller, even if they go down to little dots. There we go, see, tiny, tiny dots. Oh yeah. And then I can put a large one in there. There we go, and just making it smaller. Okay, keep it going all the way around. So I'm going to put that large one there. And then all the way around, and it's got quite some movement, hasn't it, this one? It looks really nice. There we go. Be great to put the ship in the middle, wouldn't it? One of those little boats, or maybe even a little owl, you know, that centerpiece. Okay, so large, each one gets smaller and smaller. Okay. And then large and smaller. Okay, just focus on it going smaller each time. I suppose, yeah, do you know, I think working with the white pen on a darker tile, you do get that feeling that something magical about it. And I love working on a black tile with a white pen, but the navy is just that little bit softer. I think it's a really classy colour, I love it. It's really pretty. Well, it'd be nice with the silver pen, wouldn't it? That'd be lovely. But, you know, it works whatever you want to do. Of course, you don't have to do a dark tile, you could do any colour you like. It'd look just as nice, you know, on maybe a tangerine coloured tile with a black pen. Okay, just bringing it all the way around. There we go. So if you thought you couldn't do bubbles before, by the time you finish this one, I think you'll have a really good idea of what you're doing. You see how they touch each other? Well, it doesn't really matter if they're all the same size or if some of them are a little bit squarer or more oval than others. It's just about its uniqueness. Oh, Sheila, I know I do love that tangerine colour. It's really nice. And it, actually, if you put it with the Bordeaux or a red, it looks brilliant. But actually, I bet it's going to look lovely with this navy as well. I haven't actually put them together yet. If I've got one handy. I'll have a look in a minute. There we go. And almost there, look again. It's getting smaller each time. Okay. And here we go, last one, see, so quite large. And then it's getting smaller. There we go. All right, let's have a look at it. Wow, look at that. That looks lovely, doesn't it? Look at that. Just how it sort of moves around the page. Really like that. Loving that. Ooh, okay. Ready for the next bit? Oh, deep breath. Okay. Lime. You know, that lime green is lovely. It's very tropical. Okay. I'm just going to add an aura on the inside, just to sort of give it a little bit of an edge in here. There we go. And up there. See, I'm not trying to be neat completely. It's just, you know, work your way around. Just take your time and just bring in those little lines in there. Just gives it a little bit of space between one and the next. There we go. Just working my way around. And to the next little bit there. There we go. Alright. Of course, working with that white pen, just sort of slow down a little bit with it. If you go a little bit too quick, it doesn't like to let the ink out that quick and you'll end up with little lines. So just sort of take your time with it and just let it sort of work over the page. It's doing the work, you're just helping it. There we are. Okay, so we've got that aura all the way around. All right, my next protocol now, making sure that it's dry, is I want to actually put these frames in. So again, don't sort of put anything over the top if it's wet because it's going to smudge it. There we go. So I'm going to come back in. Remember that I use this tile. I'm just going to mark my little corners there, so I sort of know where I'm working to. There we go. And let's just draw in. Actually, perhaps I should do the inside one first. There we are, look. Inside one first. Just going to bring that one there to there. Again, just take your time with it. And just sort of give it a moment before you move the card. You see, because you don't want to sort of drag it down with you. There we go. So into the next one, I'm just going to bring that one in. There we go. And the next one. Just taking that along. I'll give it another. There we go. And around. And then into this one. There we are. See, it's gone a little bit thicker there, that's fine. You're not really going to see that when we've done. I'm not going to worry about it. It's just that I needed the edge. I didn't, Julie. I'm using an 08, which is the most common size. You can get 05s as well, and I have put those, I think, in the pencil boxes, or I did in the first ones anyway. So you get a slightly finer line, but you are going to get a slightly thicker line with these than you are with the microns. There we go. Okay. So let's have a look in this space then. Okay. I've got some really narrow bits and some really wide bits. Yes, it is, Sally. There we go. 08. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in some larger bubbles. There we go. Sort of sketch it in. There we are, look. In some of these wider areas. See here, it's a little bit... again there, like I can do one possibly. Might even put one in there. There we go. Oh, go on, I'll put one in there as well then. Okay. And yeah, I'm going to put one in here. There we go. All right. And into this one. There we are. See, I'm not going in particular order. I'm just putting them where I've got a wider space that you can sort of do a slightly larger bubble in there. There we are. Okay, into that one. So, yeah. Now I haven't got any 50s on my website. I've only got 24s, but I can actually add some on there. We do make them here, so if you want me to do that, I can do that. Okay, so you see it's sort of a little bit random, but that's fine, I don't mind that. And what I'm going to do in sort of in between here, so I've got a space here, I'm going to put a little curve there, you see, put a little line in it. Alright, and then here you see I've got quite a wide space. Let's just come and put one of those curvy, they look like leaves almost, I would say, and put a little line in it. And then, here we go, I'm going to fill this space with one, there we go, and put a line in it. Now, maybe here I'll get a little one. So again, it's all about not really pre-planning this because we don't really know where it's going. See here, there's not much space, but I can get one in there, look. And then of course again, I can get one in here. Wasn't planned that I was going to get all of them in the corners, but this one's sort of allowed me to. There we go, see? And then here, it's really narrow, so I'm not going to try one there, but I can actually put one in here. There we go. And then here, just a little one, look. So again, that's going to be a little bit different. Well, that's all good. Okay. And then here I've got space here now. I could put one in or two. I'm gonna stick with the ones, I think. There we go. And then again, I'm gonna put one in here. Okay, just moving it round. Yeah, more in it would, wouldn't it? As a picture frame, it would. And it's quite nice. And you could, you know, if you've got a narrower pen, you know, you're using your micron, you could go even finer with that detail and it would look really nice. So you could go smaller with these if you wanted to. Okay, next one then. All right, so let's just take a little look at these little bubbles now. There we are. See, it's not definitely not a circle. Okay, I'm going to put a sort of a square or four-sided shape in it anyway. There we are. Okay, and then in we go with a bit of an oval or a bubble shape again. Not worried about that. And then see that time we did that kind of shape. This time we're doing it sort of on its side or more of a diamond shape. Okay. And then in we go with, oh, and then I'm going to get a really small one in there, a little square. If you can't, don't worry about it. Okay, let's move to the next one. So, four sides, all right, and round, then a bit of a diamond, and I can't really go any more with that, so I'm going to leave it. So here we go again, look, four sides, 3, 4 sides. Yes, let's tease going. Oh, it looks like somebody's had their pencils and pens arrive. They are really nice. They are. And I know if you've already got the brush pen fine liners, the new fine liners are a little bit different. So I've not overlapped product. I didn't think that would be fair. You don't want two lots of everything, so yeah. I do my best. Okay, you see we're creating these lovely sort of shapes within shapes. And it's just nice to fill them in with something a little bit different. This is why we did them a little bit larger, just to be able to get those little bits in there. Okay, let's have a look at this just from a distance. You see? There we go. So it's sort of working its way around. So this on its own could be another good frame. We've almost got 2 frames within one tile. So there's lots of options here that you could mix and match, of course. But for now, I wanted to go quite sort of decadent and add bits in. It just gives it a little bit of an edge. And completely different from our last tile, of course. That one was a stunner, wasn't it? With the little hearts and things. I wonder if any of you gave it to your other halves for Valentine's Day, or you thought, no, they're not having it, it's staying in my little kit. I think before I put mine in my journal now, I store them in my tile swap folder, because those pockets, you know, they'll hold 12 tiles all in a row, and you can see quite clearly from one to the other what you've done at a glance. And then of course when you're ready to create a page in your journal or whatever, they're there ready for you. Okay, here we go, let's have a look. Oh, hang on a second, look, there we go. Oh, look at that, isn't it lovely? So it's little sort of like roses almost, aren't they? It's really quite a cascade. Okay, so again, numerous things we could do in the middle. We could do a little bit of a monogram of our initials. We could do a different tile or a different tangle within there. It'd be quite nice. Oh, Chris, yes, absolutely. Those ornate dies are devised, especially because you can just slot them in. Okay. Oh, Catherine. Okay, so what am I going to do in here? Let's say there's a couple of things. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to create sort of a large bubble. And I'm going to repeat those sort of rows. Or shall I do... No, I'm going to do... See, look, I'm faffing now. I'm changing my mind all over the place. Let's just add in a slightly larger bubble, you know, that was on the frame. And let's just add another one in there. There we go. All right. See, I could have done just one large one, but now I'm going to do a couple. Let's bring another one in here, a little bit smaller. Made them different sizes on purpose. Okay. So again, let's come on in and just create that little 4-sided shape again. And then into the bubble. And then into the diamondy shape. Oh, thank you, Leslie. And she's brought me jammy dodgers. That's it, I've been spoiled. Enjoy. She's buttering me up. Won't she? Yeah. There we go. So, yes, exactly the same design look. So I'm going circle, square, circle, diamond, all the way down. Okay, next one in here and around, then the diamond, then the circle, then the square. Right, okay. So let's put a couple of those little leaves in. We did. Oh yeah, let's have another one there, look. All right. And let's have one round here. See, if I put another one there now, it's going to look wrong. So let's just have a little one here. Okay. Okay, so just, I think let's go, I'm going to go diagonal for this one. Are you ready? I'm just going to aim to create a cross here. Hang on a second. So I'm going to go down there, like underneath and back out there. And then let's just create a little bit of a set of stripes going that way. And then I'm going to turn my tile round. Oh, Lisa, don't say you've been baking. That's not fair. No. Leslie and I like muffins. I must admit though, they're very good because when John and Leslie are in, and if we do have cakes, we don't have cream cakes because I can't eat the cream. They wait until I'm away. Or, you know, if I'm at Create and Craft and they're still here, they have cream cakes. But at least they wait till I'm not here, that's all right. Okay, so we've got this little bit of a sort of a latticey grid shape in between there. Okay, let's go a little bit larger then. Now, I am hoping that a lot of you will now know this particular tangle. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm adding a little square or a diamond shape, however you want to see it, just where each of those lines on that grid sort of touch. There we are. So those of you that don't know, this is the tangle that we're using for the tile swap. It's not the tile, you could do whatever you like with your tile as long as you've got this design on it. There we go. See, I'm not going to quite get one in there, am I? All right, okay. Yes, Julie, probably, because John is going to come in tomorrow, because Leslie will be in as well, so I think. All right, okay, so that's as much as I love that. It's really nice, isn't it? I mean, you can really come in and do extra bits here, but I'm just going to leave that. And you know what? I just forgot for a moment that it's navy, not black. Just looked a bit black on screen, didn't it? Okay, so white pencil then. I've got a chalk pencil here or a pastel, so you can use whatever you like. Of course, if you've got a lighter coloured tile or cream, you could come in with pencils or watercolour with this. Okay, lovely cup of tea. All right, so let's just bring it in a little. And I'm just going to start on the outskirts. Remember when we started with this little S shape? I'm just going to add some of this pencil either side, just like that. And I'm going to work my way around the tile, just adding in a little bit either side. You see, you don't really have to think about this as such, it's just about adding a little bit each side there, and because we know that Tortillon's going to sort it out. Oh, really, they are lovely. Do you know, we've got all the paper lined up on a desk, and then you look at them all together, it's just like a rainbow of colours, because of course we've got every colour now that well, quite a lot of the colours we wanted. But we are looking at a new Sketchpad journal set of colours for spring, so that's coming in March as well. You heard it here first, and nobody else knows, not even my buyer at Create and Craft. But yeah, we've picked some colours out, what we want to put in. All right. Oh, Chris, are you sure? Do you have enough? I know, that's really mean. I feel like I pick on you now with tiles, but I don't do it on purpose. I know that you take it in jest, because that's how it's meant. I'm not picking on you. Okay, I'm just adding just a little bit of this pastel, this chalky pencil, just around the outer edge of the tile here. And get my way. Okay, just nice and gentle. Never have enough. You're never quite sure what colour you want to use, are you? I think that's what it is. And that's why it's nice to have, you know, with the brights, you get a good selection. So you don't have to decide on which one. But I think if you know, you definitely need your basics, you need your creams, and you need your blacks. But then it depends what you like. If if you're into the monochromes, then that's fine. But you know, you've got to use what you feel like, haven't you? Okay, so you see, I'm not being particularly neat around here, and I'm being really, really light. So I'm not using the point of the pencil. I just want almost like a little ghostly sort of sheen on it. Oh, Sally, that's a lovely idea. It's nice that, because it's, you know, it's You're giving a little bit of you away, aren't you? Okay. Oh, don't you, Karen? You have to keep it for prosperity. All right. You can see where we are for a little bit then. We've got the bits in here, and then we've got these bits all around the edge. I'm not going to really go into detail doing anything with these because there's not enough sort of area to work in. I mean, maybe just a little bit here. We don't want to overdo it. But do you know what would look nice with that? Using the bright green pastel at the Brunswick range, just to sort of add a little bit of a leafy colour on there. But I'm just keeping it the monogram. Okay, so here we go. Just gonna add some pencil now, just around. See, I'm on the frame, I'm on the inside of that frame there. Okay, the inside of that frame. And then the inside there. And then the same on this side, look. So I've actually got a bit of a channel down the centre there. So I've got pastel on either side, but I've left a gap in between the two. Okay. There we are. And then of course, our lovely little tangle in the centre there. I'm just going to do, see that? I've got a line and then a little zigzag. So it's like a little L shape in each of those little boxes there. You see? There we go, just get a little bit there maybe. Okay. I think on my, I'm just gonna add a touch, just in, it's almost like I was doing a little smirk. Okay, so let's have a look then. Tortillon, quick sip of tea. All right, let's go in a little bit now. All right, so start from the middle, and I'm just going to come in just where I've put that sort of little bit, and I'm just going to soften it off. You see, I'm not trying to move it anywhere. I'm just neatening it off. Same on these. And then of course those little sort of L shapes, just going to soften them off. You see, I'm not trying to sort of completely cover the whole of that space. I want to keep the dark because, of course, when you've got a dark tile, you've got to keep that because we're then just adding the highlights. There we go. Just sort of make sure that you've done all a little bit there, see? Okay. And then this one, I'm just going to, again, just working in a straight line just to sort of soften it off. Now I still want that dark line down the centre there. So don't sort of get carried away and completely cover it. If you find you have, then the best way of actually getting that line back in is making sure you've got a really crisp edge on the end of a rubber. Sometimes I will use a craft knife and actually slice it off so I get a nice neat edge. And then just work your way down it. Okay. Now, of course, your little leaves, just going to just sort of pull it up a little bit. Pull it up. And again, you're not trying to completely cover all of that leaf. You're just sort of giving it a little bit of a highlight. See? There we go. So now we're on to these sections here. So again, I'm just going to pull it in towards the centre. And the same here, but you see I've got that gap in there. There we go. So I'm wanting to, it's almost like, when you're trying to keep a white highlight, this time we want to keep that dark highlight. So it's softening those edges off, but leaving a little bit there, just to make sure that we've got that little bit of, there you go, a little bit of changing light and dark. All right, to this one. And the next. There we go. Okay. And along there. You see, just ever so gentle. Just try and leave that gap if you can. Okay. See, this doesn't take long at all, does it? It's really nice because it changes the whole atmosphere of it. Gives it a little bit of something different. And of course, we've not worked with a dark tile for quite a while now, so that's quite nice actually to come back and use one. So you forget how sort of magical they look when they're done. You think, you know, just working with it, how that pen sort of just glides over the paper there. There we are. Oh, Debbie, best rubbers. There's you want something that's not really hard. So you know you get these like different coloured pencil rubbers. Try and avoid them. Go for a very basic white one. What's the company? It begins with an R. Is it Rexel? They use a pretty good one. So a nice soft white rubber. You can get them they're pretty inexpensive from supermarkets and things. So they've got a blue and a white sort of sleeve around them. But yeah, you don't need a huge one, but please don't sort of be afraid to cut into it if you need to. I mean, a great example. I've got here we go. I've got a smashed on. You see, it's well used, but you can see there, look, where it's had a slice taken off it, because you know once it starts to go round on the edges, it sort of gets a little bit thicker, and you can't always rub out everything so cleanly. So yeah, don't be afraid to get that craft knife out, but be careful though, of course, and just give it a bit of a slice off the end. There we are. See, I'm just now. It's almost like I'm just pushing this out and just you know, seeing where it's going to go. I'm just working in tight little circles just to keep it going. You see, I'm just pulling it away. Yes, Jackie, they are the helix ones. Yes, they're pretty good. But really, you know, you need them. Work purposes. Okay. There we go. So, see? Just taking my time. Alright. I mean, the ideal is to try and avoid needing one in the first place. But as we know, there are no mistakes. But if you've got one and you think, I just do need that highlight in there, there's nothing wrong with going in with a rubber. We're not going to be really touchy about things like that. But if you don't need one, you don't have to. There we go. Okay. And there we go. Almost there. Right, let's have a look, see if there's anything else that we need to do with this. Okay. All right. Oh, look at that. That's nice. But yeah, there was a couple of things that I'd like us to do, I think, before we can say that this one is any good. Okay. Let's just pull this in a little. And I want to just focus on this frame here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come back in with my black pen and I'm just going to create a black line around just on the edge of that white one, you see? Funny as well how my pencil's not touched the white pen. So I'm just going to work my way over. Now I know that my white pen's dry. Just going to work it through. See, so from here, I'm just going to over the white. I'm just following that line. There we go. And then same here. Just working it down. There we go. so you've got a little bit more of a sort of an edge. And I'm going to do the same on this side of this white line. You see, I'm just sort of reinforcing it slightly. I'm not pressing on with my pen. I'm just going over the space 2 or 3 times, you see, just to sort of give it a little bit more dimension there. I just want to make sure that it's really noticeable, because that's the important thing. Okay, oh, inside it, not outside. Okay, so again, I think with my white pencil, I'm just going to come back in. Just going to add a little bit more, just around those on the top. It's not really wanting to put any more on, but it's just going to give it reinforcement there. There we go. Just changes it a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I'm liking that a bit better. And of course, inside here, I'm just going to go around that first shape, you see, just so it sort of lifts that little rose there. And then that one away from everything else. And of course, I know you can't quite see it so well on, you know, the black pen on the navy, but we know it's there because it's just defining those shapes, you see. And then of course, just around those little leaves. Of course, if it's sort of connected and it seems to have merged with the background, now it's not going to, because we've sort of put a bit of a break in it there, see? There we go. Okay, let's have a look at that. Oh, Julie. Oh, Debbie, I think you need to, yeah? Even if you do this on a white tile, black and white, you know, it could be lovely, couldn't it? You see now, just by using that black pen, what a difference it's made here. I mean, we could go in and, you know, just sort of accentuate couple of bits, you know, on those circles. There we are. So I'm just sort of working and just adding a bit of pen, you know, just on the curves. That's it. Just sort of, you know, gives it a little bit of a change. Let's have a look, see, a little bit here maybe. There we go. The difference that makes, it just sort of brings it off the page. And of course, if you're going to use a pastel pencil, then you might want to do these in a different colour, and that'll bring it out even more. That would look really beautiful. But it's something you can, you know, you can look into, isn't it? If that's what you want to do. I mean, for today, I've kept it pretty traditional, I would say, just using white on white on. The only difference being, of course, that it's a navy tile, not a black one. But I've really enjoyed doing that. Really enjoyed working on the navy. And I can't wait to have a go on the red as well. Actually, I might do another one on the red. But no, I've got prep to do for tomorrow, or else you won't have any demos. So yeah, give it a go. I mean, whether you try it on a bright colour, a dark colour, whether you use a regular tile, it doesn't matter. The thing is, just sort of put pen to paper and have a go. Just see how it works and try it. It starts very simple, from a little bit of a grid, a few sort of dots around the diagonals, and look what you can create. Look how stunning. It's lovely, isn't it? So, okay. All right, that's our tile for today, number 113. 113, my goodness me. So, okay, a couple of things then. If you're in and around tomorrow, it's 1:30 and 7:30. I'm on Create and Craft tomorrow. And I said there's nothing new. It's things you might not have seen before. I'm going to work on the To the Moon and Back. I'm going to do a bit more on the owls. And we've upgraded our little tile box. I know some of you might not have one, but we've actually changed the material we use, and they're really, really beautiful. It's sort of a little slot together box that obviously you can tangle on, and then it can sit on your desk and you can store your tiles in. Although, Chris, you might need 2 or 3, depending on how many tiles you've got. It's all good fun. But, I mean, other than that, oh, sorry, Chris. I will see you all here again on Friday, 2 o'clock as normal, for tile 114. So, hope you've enjoyed that. I really look forward to seeing what you're doing. Please, please, if you're not sure about joining the tile swap, if you don't think you're good enough, totally wipe that idea from your mind. Give it a go. Watch the video, have a look at the ideas, and just go for it. Give it a go. And honestly, it'd be worth it. It's just lovely having something arriving on your doorstep, and from somebody else that's took the time and enjoys doing this as much as you do. So please have a go. Okay, I've done my spiel. Have a go, do it, please do it. If you're really not sure, speak to somebody and say, well, what do you think? Or have a look at what they've done before. You'll find quite a few now on the Sanntangle page. If you go onto there and you can't immediately see the pictures, just move along and click on the community button and you'll see lots of pictures there. So please do, that'd be absolutely lovely. So, all right, I will speak to you then again on Friday. All right, take care, everybody. Have a good one, and